Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Disney World's Universe episode 21 for this series. Last time we left off, things just not looking too good right now with our war that's going on. We lost two systems here, tried to get them back. Looked like we were going to get them back, but we lost the invasion our troops launched in the Kentream Junction. And then our fleet's been have all been kind of battered down. So what I'm going to do actually this episode is I'm going to go through and do a couple things. So I'm actually not going to unpause the game for a second because I'm going to go through and try to fix some things before I go ahead and unpause it, because I have a lot of cash going on. I've got a lot of things I can actually do. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. One thing I actually want to do, and one of you guys reminded me, it was actually, oh, I didn't write the name down actually. Usually I write the name down. Well, one of you guys recommended that I steal research with my spies, and you are correct. I've done a terrible job at allocating my spies to go steal research, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that now so we can push forward. We've got Dean 2 here and Manic 90, so those will be the two guys that I'm sending out to steal research, especially since they've got some extremely good traits. And as humans, we actually get a bonus to spies. So it only makes sense that I go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and open our diplomacy screen and see who we want to steal research from. They've actually got cunning schemers, so we definitely don't want to take it from them. But here we go. The Jintus Empire, they have gifted scientists, so they have faster research by 1%, which could make the difference when it comes to researching things. So let's go ahead and try to steal from them. The Jintus Empire, we're going to go to steal research. Target, let's go for... Thrust vectors. Let's go for thrust vectors. 1 year, 93%. There we go. Sending Manic 90 off. And if you guys see that these guys complete their mission and I don't queue them back up, please send me a friendly reminder down below so that I can keep these guys moving. We'll go for high density alloys, 94%, and send Dean 2 off. Alright, and Manic 90, I want to give you a little asterisk because that's kind of how I'm keeping track of the people that I have marked. Some of these, I'm pretty sure Sir Norbert was one. I'll have to add all these asterisks to the ones I see when I see them. Jakub is definitely one. Alright, or Jacob, whichever way you pronounce that. Okay, so there we go. So we've got steal research with spies. Give me a second while I just grab my pencil here so I can mark that off my list. There we go. Steal research with spies completed. Alright, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and design an aircraft carrier. That is something that we definitely want to have. State ships is an aircraft carrier. So we're going to go to add new. The role is going to be carrier. There we go. All of these will be fine. And let's go. We're going to name this carrier. Oh boy. Do I have a name for a carrier? Did one of you guys give me? Or let's see what we've got for names here on my list. Some of you guys wanted to be named after carriers, but I don't know if any of you guys gave me a name for a character. I got a lot of capital ship names. One of you guys actually wanted to be named after a carrier, but you know what? I'll actually just name the entire class after the character. So we'll go ahead, or the entire carrier class after this name. So we'll go ahead and actually call these the Dark Star Carrier. Mark 1. Actually, we won't do the Mark 1 because this is going to be the very first one ever built. So the Dark Star Carrier. And we'll go ahead and load this up with lots of armor right off the bat. I'd like to go with 35 if I can, but let's go ahead. Movement Phoenix Jump Drive. Gives us, oh, whoa. Just need one of those. Carriers, I'm not going to put a hyper deny on there. We're going to stick 4 reactors for now. I'll cut that back if I need to. We're going to go a little heavy on the shield, I think. That's pretty heavy. I won't worry about any of those yet. Let's go ahead and get the things we definitely need. Actually, should probably sort this by category. That'll help me. We want damage control, crew command center, targeting system, countermeasure system. We're going to need those. We'll go ahead and get 8 of those. Sprint cruise. Turn rate 18 degrees a second. Okay, we'll stick with that for now. Fighters. It gives me a fighter firepower 240. 480 would be pretty awesome. So let's see if we can get that to squeeze in. How much was that? 13, okay. All right. And fuel storage. Fuel storage. And we've got standard fuel there. Oh, that gives it a range of 1.94 sectors. I would definitely rather have about 5 sectors. So 13 will give me 5 sectors. I want to get fuel sorted out, probably get fuel upgraded at some point. And we'll go ahead and throw some more Hab and Life on there as soon as I can find it. Living quarters and life support. Alright, the Dark Star carrier looking pretty good. We are going to want to have a few weapons. By weapons, the fighters are mainly going to be the weapons. However, I'm going to actually put, these are going to be really good for point defense, for shooting down other fighters and such. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put a pretty good amount of point defense on these. If I even have it. Point defender auto cannon. That's point defense. Yeah, there we go. So we're actually going to put a good deal of point defense on these. And what that does for us is it actually gives us, we're going to put carriers in all the fleets. There's not going to be any one dedicated carrier fleet. Carriers are just going to roll with all the fleets. And it just gives us a very, without overloading my other ships with point defense, it just gives us one dedicated thing that just rolls with a ton of fighters and point defense. Now, we probably should put a couple other weapons on it, I feel like, but maybe fighter firepower 480. We'll see how these do without any type of weapons themselves other than the point defense. We'll see how they actually hold up. I feel like that could be dangerous. Maybe if I give them a long range weapon. We still want all weapons. We don't want point blank. Yeah, we want all weapons. Even on stronger opponents. We don't want them to run away. What do we got here? Fuel capacity 1300, energy storage 500, excess energy output 213. We've got static energy output. Have I been putting energy collectors on my regular ships? I don't believe I have. That might be something I want to do. Or at least start doing. For when my fleets are sitting around planets and they're not really doing anything, or they're guarding certain systems and they're not flying around a lot, it doesn't hurt to have some collection panels eventually in the future as the size increases. It just doesn't hurt to have collection panels to help eat up some of that static energy usage. If not, eat up all of it would be the best. Turn rate 9 degrees. I want to change that a little bit. Okay, 11 degrees is about as good as it's gonna get. Sprint really went down a lot. This thing is pretty heavy, I'll tell you that. It's also pretty expensive. I might need more reactors. Maybe 285 firepower, 0 fire capacity, targeting maximum weapon energy use per second, 111, 70, actually 180. That actually works. And hyper doesn't matter because it can't shoot while it's hyperdriving. So 213 is actually perfectly fine. I do need more Habin life though. This thing's becoming very expensive. But that's alright, because I expected that. Okay. Think I'm happy with this. We're going to go ahead and save it. That took a lot of time, but it was very important that we did that, because I'm actually going to go right ahead and build a couple of those. You can see, if we actually go take a look, you can see a lot of our fleets here getting rebuilt up, getting repaired, because they were just, a lot of these were beaten down. First homeworld defense fleets literally pretty much rebuilding, and the landing teams, and then the A teams just completely destroyed pretty much. So it's kind of sad there, but let's go ahead and order some more ships. That's the wrong screen. I want this screen here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're building a couple right now. That is good, but we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves some Dark Star carriers, and we're actually gonna go ahead and purchase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's gonna greatly cripple our cash flow, because of the maintenance costs. We're pretty much gonna be zero on that. But this is pretty important because we are at war, and I don't want to take any chances. I think these carriers here might actually help somewhat turn the tide. It could make a pretty big difference. So let's put 2 of them in the first assault fleet, 2 of them in the first defense fleet. We'll go first homeworld defense fleet. The landing force I'm not going to worry about, so 2 more in the first assault fleet again, and 2 more in the first defense fleet. Yep, I'm good with that. Okay, so I can mark design carriers off my list. I know, kind of a slow episode. Next though on the list is to actually go ahead and upgrade a lot of our ships. Now, the reason for that is because we've actually have gotten a couple of things for our ships to make them better or quicker. That's something we really need to do. Now, to actually go through and upgrade the fleets, that's not going to happen for a bit. You know what? We're actually going to hold off on upgrading our ships, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason for that is that all of my ships right now are trying to get in there and repair and refuel. And if I go and give them orders also to upgrade, they're just going to bog down my spaceport even more than it's already bogged down. But there is one thing on my my list that is extremely important we need to do right now, and that is design a small space station. The reason for that is that right now I've only got 1 spaceport. It's in my home system, and it's getting extremely clogged up by all of my fleets trying to repair, refuel, rebuild, ships trying to build, people trying to get resources. It's just a mess. If I could put 1 more small spaceport in my home system on one of my other planets, not only is that going to help me with with defense, but it's also going to help me with getting all my fleets fitted, and help with the happiness on the planet. There's just a million good things that'll come from doing this. So we're just going to call it small spaceport, and then we'll go Mark 1, Mark 2, and so on later down the road. We're going to go with 1400. We'll go 1200 for that. We want a targeting system, countermeasures system, damage control. Energy collectors I'll come back and get. Throw some fighter bays on there. Doesn't need to be crazy. 4 of them should be more than enough right now. We're going to actually probably need... probably not actually. Actually, we could probably cut down 1/6. Nah, we're going to need 7. After I'm done putting shields on this and whatnot, we'll need 7. Long range scanner. Do I have one? No. We're going to go with a long range scanner actually for that. Shields. 20 shields. 25 shields maybe. Commerce, small car. Okay, weapons. Alright, for weapons. Ion defense, 2 ion cannons. We want 2 tractor beams. 5 graviton beams. For the type 2 missiles, I don't really need 24 of these. 15 of them is probably fine. 253 firepower. Let's put 5 of these on. We're just gonna load this up with all sorts of stuff. 5. Should go 10 Maxos blasters. 4, 5-point defense. It's gonna be very expensive. We're not worried about that though. Well, actually, let's see. We'll go with 6 of those. Ion cannon, 3 of those. 5 more Epsilon torpedoes. Firepower 517. Maximum energy for. So I'm gonna need more. I need more reactors. Yep. And I need energy collectors now. Hyper deny. No. Not gonna put hyper deny on this. I don't think I want to put hyper deny on it. I could. It's already 20,000. 4,000 in maintenance. It's gonna run me a pretty penny to run this thing. It's gonna make all the difference though, it really is. To actually cut back on costs, I'm not going to put the hyper deny on it. In fact, to cut back on costs, I'm going to tear some stuff off now. Now that I've got it kind of built to where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and tear a few things off. Because I don't want it to run me broke. So we'll go 3 fighter bays. That already puts it right there down to 4,600 for running it. I could probably get rid of one of these. The fighter bays always take a lot. Oh, I need 14 of them. Firepower's 517. Lots of docking bays. Okay, we're going to save that. The question is, what planet do I want to put it on? We've got Mars and we've got Osibax, whatever the heck that is, needs to be renamed. Let's call it Venus. We've got Mars, we've got Venus. Population 756 million, population's 504 million. They're both still growing at a pretty good rate. 5% here. 2% there, which is not that great, but quality is pretty low, so that's not helping at all. Alright, there's one thing I forgot to do with that small spaceport. I just thought about it, and I've got to actually add a recreation center and medical center. Recreation. Is it recreation and medical? Yeah. Because that gives everybody a happiness bonus. And we'll just stick to it the same because I haven't built anything. I haven't built one yet. Yeah, so if I'm correct on that, that should give, those are the 2 things that give me the bonuses, right? For towards high tech. Yeah, medical systems and entertainment systems. I'm actually going to go ahead and queue up medical robotics and increased leisure time because that will give me an even more higher happiness bonus. So we've got our small spaceport ready to go. Do we build it on Mars or Venus? I think it's easy enough to say that since Mars is already pretty happy, we'll build it on Venus because that'll increase the happiness, which right now is pretty low because they're tired of the war, our poor reputation, and I guess resources are supposedly still low. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's probably because my civilian ships have not been upgraded in a while, so that's something I'm going to have to do soon. But we're going to build a small spaceport. That should help with a lot of things. That is actually going to make a huge difference. All my fleets being able to go there and help out and such really is going to help out. First Homeworld Defense Fleet hopefully coming in soon so they can refuel up. That's really what I need them to do. And then I need to work on making some friends because everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. And these guys, I may... They want some ridiculous stuff. Well, we're gonna have to wait on that. But I really need to end this war. Military strength 14,000. I'm 6,700. I imagine they're gonna be launching an invasion at me soon. Also, when that small spaceport gets built, I'll be able to see. It's got the long-range scanner, and I should be able to see a little bit better around. Anyway, we are at the end of this episode, so sorry. I know it was a little bit slow. Because there was a lot of things I needed to knock out, but if we're going to win this war, or at least come out of it alive, I really didn't have any choice but to go forward and do some things like design that small spaceport and build that carrier. So next time, I think we are going to have to, unfortunately, take a look at probably upgrading some of our civilian sector ships, as well as continuing to bolster up our military here. I hope the first Homeworld Defense Fleet will hurry up and get there. They're all out of fuel, which is what's taking so long. But yeah, so that'll be the plan. But thank you for joining me. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.